This is Natasha. She is a multi-millionaire doctor. Meet Max, a 50-year-old multi-millionaire businessman and Natasha's husband. They reside in Mumbai. Natasha loves her husband Max. However, Max is involved in an extramarital affair with a 27-year-old girl named Shakshi. One day, Max tells his wife Natasha that he needs to go to Singapore for some business work. He will return to Mumbai after 2 days. Natasha says, "All right, take care of yourself." After that, Max picks up Shakshi on the way and takes her to Natasha's farmhouse in Lodhapur, which is just 30 kilometers away from their home. Natasha calls Max and asks him if he has reached the airport safely and if the flight is on time. Max simply replies, "Yes," and hangs up the phone. While Max is driving, Shakshi starts role-playing and becomes physically affectionate with him, touching him inappropriately during the drive. Max eventually stops the car at a suitable lonely place to fulfill her thirst. On the way, Shakshi asks Max, "Will you ever leave me?" and inquires about Natasha's abortion. She wonders why Natasha had an abortion, especially since Natasha herself is a doctor. Shakshi also asks, "Do you still love Natasha? Did you have arranged marriage or love marriage? Whom does you love more, Natasha or me?" It was evening, and the weather was rainy. It started raining heavily. Due to the heavy rainfall, they decided to continue their role play after reaching the farmhouse. Afterward, they reach Natasha's farmhouse. Max tells his servant to prepare food quickly as they are feeling hungry. As soon as Max tries to engage in role play with Shakshi, she says, "You have done enough sex. Now I'm pregnant." Max becomes very happy. Max exclaims that he is going to become a father. The household servant overhears their conversation. Max immediately asks the servant to go and bring a nice cake from the city. He wants to celebrate the occasion. The servant responds, "I have already started cooking food and it's on the halfway. It's already quite late at night." Max tells the servant to stop cooking food and quickly go to bring the cake before the shop closes. The servant takes Max's car and heads towards the city. Shakshi says, "Hey, you seem to be happy. I thought you would be angry. What name will you give to this child? What will happen if Natasha finds out all about this? What will people at the office say? What will society say? I'm sorry, Max. This can't go on anymore. I want a simple and normal life." Max says, "Getting a divorce is a legal procedure. It will take some time. Please give me some time and I will sort everything out. Everything will be okay. Let's have Hex. Let's do it." Shakshi refuses, saying she won't give him the time. She also mentions that her mother needs some money. Max opens his vault and shows the money, saying, "This entire amount is for you. Are you happy now? Let's have Hex. Let's do it." Shakshi responds, "No, not yet. First, tell Natasha about our relationship." Meanwhile, Natasha calls Max and asks, "How are you? Did you reach Singapore safely?" Natasha was still on the phone, and Shakshi whispers Max to inform her about their relationship immediately. Max tries to hush her by whispering. Shakshi starts to lose her composure and started dropping the plates, as a part of role play. Natasha asks Max about the sound she heard. Max hangs up the phone without answering. Natasha notices that whenever she calls Max, he quickly ends the call, making some excuse. She finds Max's behavior shady. On the other hand, Max is getting annoyed by Shakshi's behavior. As soon as he tries to catch Shakshi, she runs away and hides on the first floor. Both of them were playing hide-and-seek as a part of their role play. As Max catches her and grabs her from behind and tries to hold Shakshi while attempting to do a hardcore, Shakshi resists abruptly. Since it was raining outside, Max's foot slips and he falls down from the balcony. He sustains a deep head injury and blood starts flowing. Shakshi gets scared. She couldn't figure out what to do. She tried calling the ambulance and the servant multiple times, but due to the heavy rain outside, their phones were not reachable. After many attempts, Shakshi finally decides to call his wife Natasha. Natasha's phone connects, and Shakshi tells her that Max fell from the balcony, and his head is bleeding heavily. At first, Natasha thinks it's some kind of prank since Max is supposed to be in Singapore for business. However, Shakshi reveals that Max did not go to Singapore but came to your farmhouse to have sex with me. Natasha gets extremely angry, but as a doctor she directs Shakshi to administer first aid. Meanwhile, Max's car breaks down, so the servant goes to find a mechanic to fix it. Natasha eventually arrives at the farmhouse in her car. Together they take Max to the bedroom, where he is unconscious. Afterward, Natasha and Shakshi sit in a room together. Natasha remains silent, and her silence makes Shakshi even more scared. Shakshi apologizes by saying sorry with a chicken voice. Natasha says, "Why are you apologizing? It's not your fault. Girls like you do such things for money. I need to ask Max why he did this." Shakshi responds, "Excuse me, I'm not a call girl or a prostitute. Max loves me. This is not a casual affair, this is a love affair." Natasha tells Shakshi that what she calls love is just a lust. This is Max's lust and your lottery. She questions what they were doing on the balcony that led to Max falling. Shakshi explains that they were engaged in role play, and Max was trying to catch her. She gave a sudden jerk, which caused him to lose balance and fall. She also reveals that she is pregnant. Natasha becomes even angrier. She blames herself, saying she gave Max too much freedom and love. After a while, both of them calm down. Shakshi asks if she should get water for Natasha, but Natasha requests coffee instead. While Natasha gets up, she silently smacks Max on the head with a pillow, suffocating him to death, feeling that she genuinely loved him from her heart. But he cheated on her. For her, cheating is cheating, no matter what. If I just let it go like this, it will be a huge mistake in the name of love, and it will haunt me for my entire life. Natasha takes her car and leaves the farmhouse. Once she reaches home, the first thing she does is open her house's CCTV camera and erase any evidence to ensure nothing incriminating remains. After some time, the servant arrives with the cake and discovers that Max is dead. He immediately calls the police. The police arrived and take Shakshi's statement. Shakshi claims that she haven't done anything and suggests that Natasha might be the one responsible for Max's death. Shakshi says that she does not know anything. Natasha killed Max. You can check her fingerprint. The police counter that Natasha's fingerprints would be everywhere because it's her own house, making it unlikely she committed the crime. In Shakshi's bag, the police find bundles of notes that may count to 20 to 30 lakh rupees. The servant states that he overheard Shakshi saying she was going to become the mother of Max's child, implying there might have been an argument leading to the murder. Both Shakshi and Natasha provide their statements. Natasha and her household servant confirm that she was in Mumbai that Friday night and not at the farmhouse. Various pieces of evidence point to Shakshi being the prime suspect in Max's murder. Now, a strong case is being built against Shakshi, and the investigation is ongoing. She is in jail now,